A new walking tunnel on Lafayette Street is under construction. The project has been in the works for years, but construction started September 20th and will continue until January of 2011. The new tunnel will reduce safety hazards and reduce pedestrian vehicle crashes in Tallahassee. Florida voters will decide if they want new standards for how both the legislative and congressional districts are redrawn. Amendments 5 and 6 on the November 2nd ballot would prohibit drawing districts to either favor or disfavor an incumbent or political party. High school students across Florida will retake the FCAT. The Department of Education says only 16% of students passed after retaking the reading portion and 28% passed after retaking the math. Students have 5 chances to take the FCAT. If they don't pass, they won't graduate. People have developed Islamophobia, a fear of Islam's, and it's going on right here in Tallahassee. News 20 at 5 reporter Philip Rivers has more on the story.
Since 9/11, Islam has been at the forefront of religious controversy. Most recently were protests against plans to build a mosque near Ground Zero, and last month a pastor from Gainesville contemplated burning copies of the Quran, Islam's holy Bible. Avan Aziz, president of FSU's Muslim Student Association, says that many non-Muslims have been culturally misinformed.
I think a lot of resentment has been built up over the years towards Islam through a combination of fear and ignorance. Those two combined create a human emotion of terror. Despite negative publicity, FBI statistics show that of the 1,700 anti-religious hate crimes committed in 2008, only 7.5% targeted Muslims, who ranked second behind Jews, who were 66% of the targets. TPD Public Information Officer David McCraney says Tallahassee has seen a similar trend.
To this point, we've been very fortunate. We have not had specific attacks or any type of violence or even graffiti directed specifically at Islam.
However, the Muslim community's had to overcome at least one major effect of Islamophobia in the past decade. In 2002, a man drove his truck into the Islamic Center of Tallahassee here on West Pensacola Street. He then went to a nearby bar to brag about it. But as you can see, the center has since been remodeled, and the congregation, which now stands at about 600 members, continues to grow. For News 20 at 5, I'm Philip Rivers reporting.
The IRS is giving nonprofit organizations a second chance by extending their filing deadline. Congress passed a law in 2007 that says any nonprofit organization failing to file tax work 3 years in a row will lose their status regardless of how much money the organization makes. Tallahassee Memorial Hospital now offers a minimally invasive surgery for people who suffer from acid reflux. The procedure has minimal risk and complications and is less invasive than past surgical options. Prior to the development of this procedure, surgical options were limited. This weekend, community members kick off the Do 10 for 10-10-10 pledge drive. It's an international effort to decrease their impact on the environment. News 20 at 5 reporter Rachel Ann Moore has been following the story and joins us live with details. Hey, Rachel.
Hey Tiffany, I made my pledge over the weekend to reduce my carbon footprint, and other Tallahassee residents are doing their part to paint the town green. The Do 10 for 10-10-10 is a community challenge for members to change 10 things in their lifestyle to improve the global climate. Things like recycling or eating less meat. Climate scientists say we need to get the Earth's atmospheric carbon dioxide back down to at least 350 parts per million.
Right now we're at 385 approximately, and we're adding 2 parts per million each year. And scientists are afraid that if we keep on going at the rate we are, that we'll reach tipping points where climate change will be out of our control.
Now you can do your part and take the pledge by going to pledge.rethinkenergyflorida.org. Now, Tiffany, giving up meat for 1 day per week is just as good as turning in your car for a Prius. So have you ever thought about being a vegetarian?
Absolutely. Sometimes I still have to get my chicken or my hamburger in there, but I can definitely take that pledge.
It's just 1 day per week, so.
Absolutely. Thanks, Rachel. Tonight kicks off the 18th annual Big Bend Minority Enterprise Development Week. The week honors minority business contributions. Tonight, there's a networking reception. FAMU and Florida State will host workshops for the next 2 days. Wednesday ends the week with a luncheon. For more information, call 850-891-6500. Coming up on News 20 at 5, activists in Alabama hold a vigil outside of a church. Also, SeaWorld welcomes a new addition to the family. Stay tuned, you're watching News 20 at 5.